But why don't they bomb the railroad lines? Well, all right, you got to be careful here with this one. Number one, and you should know this in Canada better than the United States. You may not have been told this for those of you who are old enough during the war. Canadian, British, and American air losses were tremendous. 56,000 British pilots and crews were killed in the Second World War. That's 10% of all British dead in the Second World War were from bomber crews. You send up 100 B-17s or B-29s or B-24s or Lancasters, you can bet your last Canadian dollar that 100 planes are not coming back. Which raises an interesting issue. Can you justify the loss of men and materiel for something that would not have shortened the war in a single minute? Do you think if we bombed the crematory and the gas chambers and the railroad lines that this would have shortened the war? No. The argument against it is not only will you lose planes and men, precious planes and men, but these will be diverted away from doing something that will win the war. Can you, again, justify the loss of men and material for humanitarian purposes? And you got to be perceptive in dealing with the Holocaust. It's not always what you think it is. Sometimes it's counterintuitive. The Germans killed at least 1,500,000 Jews in the German-occupied areas of the Soviet Union. And they were not killed by gas chambers. They were killed by the Einsatz group and the mobile killing squads. Do you think that if we bombed the railroad lines and the gas chambers and the crematoria, that the Germans would have stopped killing the Jews?
I do.
I don't believe it.
I felt that they had...
One of the myths of the Holocaust is that it cost the Germans a lot to kill 6 million Jews. It didn't. There were only 3,500 men, add another 5 to 10,000 in those police battalions, that killed over 1,500,000 Jews in the German-occupied areas of the Soviet Union. The total number of people killed in Auschwitz is probably 1,500,000. About 1,000,001 or 1,200,000 were Jews. The total number of Germans that circulated through Auschwitz from 1941 to 1945 is 7,000. And there were never 7,000 at any one point in time. It's on the cheap. That's why it's able to be done. And again, I tried to say to you, that's the asymmetry. The Germans, I think, would not have stopped. Whatever we had done, they were hell-bent. And as far as the world approval, or let us say what price they would pay, here's an incident from the 30s. The Nazis purged the German universities of all professors who were Jewish, including a number of Nobel Prize winners. A non-Jewish Nobel Prize winner went to see Adolf Hitler and said to him, what you are doing, he doesn't use this language, what you're doing is crazy. You're decimating German medicine, German science, and German physics by expelling these people and forcing them to leave the country. And you know what Hitler's response is? Doesn't make any difference. They're Jews. They're destroying science. They're destroying Germany. We will compensate. We will build anew. The important thing is to get the Jews out. You have to understand that Nazi attitudes towards the Jews, Nazi anti-Semitism was not a cynical ploy to mobilize the German masses. These were true believers. As Himmler himself said in a very famous speech in 1943, he turns to the Gauleiters, these are Nazi party officials. He says, you know, we wrote a chapter in German history that no one is going to know about. He's talking about the murder of the Jews. We know what it is to pile up the bodies, men, women, and children. We know what it was. We knew. We're the ones that did it. And nobody's going to know about it. Of course, people will know about it. But the point in what he is saying is, that's their mission. That's what you must understand. Look at Hitler's last will and testament. Just before he commits suicide. The Russians or the Red Army is in Berlin. The city is reduced to rubble. See, he writes a last will and testament to the German people. Does he express regret? No, no regret. You know what he says in the testament? Never forget who did this to you. The Jews. The Jews did this to you. Be on guard after the war. Beware of the Jews. that, again, historians who really are not psychologists tend to use psychological or obsession, pathological. I can't tell you that. All I can tell you is fervent, beyond fervent, hostility towards the Jews. Every Nazi party rally had one slogan. They always had many slogans, but there's always one that appeared at every one of them. People thought Hitler coined the slogan. No, it was coined in the 1870s by von Treitschke, a German historian. Die Juden sind unser Unglück. The Jews are our misfortune. And what is Hitler's rhetoric? That changes in 41. Up until 41, it is the Jews have done all these things, you got to deal with them. They stabbed Germany in the back. But by 41, the rhetoric is changing. In effect, Hitler is saying, as I am speaking to you, the Jews are trying to destroy us. The Jews are behind Churchill. The Jews are behind Roosevelt. The Jews are behind Stalin. Look at the German name, the Nazi name for the Soviet Union. It is the seat of, the English translation of German would be, the Judeo-Bolshevik menace. The single-minded, that's why I'm sorry, I don't believe what you're saying is correct. But this I will say to you, had they bombed the railroad lines, they would have saved some Jews. And since we are not talking about chopped liver, but human beings, if you saved 10, 15, 20,000 Jews, then it should have been done. But there's another side to it. I've been to Auschwitz, believe it or not, 60 times. My wife says I'm out of my mind, because I lead some of the people in your congregation have come with me. In fact, a fair number have come with me. On one of the trips, the bus pulls out of Auschwitz. A woman, a Rebbitzin, about 55 years old, with her husband is there. She pulls me to the back of the bus and she says, I want you to show you this letter. It's an English translation of a letter written in Yiddish in the summer of 1945, after the war is over. It was a letter sent to this woman's mother by a cousin. And the cousin writes to the mother in the summer of 45. The cousin writes, everybody's dead. Your mother and father are dead. Everybody in the family is dead. The only people who are alive are me, and I'm about 17 or 18, and my younger brother Moshe. And Moshe is blind. How did Moshe become blind? Because the American Air Force bombed Monowitz. And he was working as a slave laborer there. He was next to a window. The bomb came, the glass shattered and went into his eyes. Not so easy. Today, Holocaust survivors, and I take them at their word, if they were in Auschwitz or in any of the camps. We wanted the people to bomb us even if we died, as long as we knew that the killing would stop and the Germans would be killed. But if you're in Washington, D.C., or you're in London, and you have to make a decision as to whether to bomb the camps, and somebody tells you, your own bombers your own navigators are going to tell you, that if we bomb the camps, the inmates are going to die and suffer as well. Who wants that on his conscience when the war is over? They didn't understand. They didn't understand. Again, all I'm trying to tell you is you got to look at this thing in many, many different ways.
Killing fields, for example,